Hello world, my name is Chromaray and welcome back to Little Bunny. So in the last episode we left off listening to a flute noise. Apparently it's coming from inside the game and apparently it's demonic. So we'll find out now in this contingency. Let's open up the curtains because apparently it's outside in the middle of the night. Oh, animal people. I see like a bear man, a fox man. They're playing around like children. Someone was dancing on the field. Black silhouettes I could barely make out with dark forest as their backdrop. They jumped around, basked in moonlight, bumped into piles of snow, rolled around and crawled on all fours. Stories about wolves playing under the moon came to mind, but these were clearly not wolves. They stood upright at times, circled around holding hands and whipping up snow, disappearing into the shadows for a brief moment and then coming back. Is that the owl person? I don't know, they look too friendly to be that evil owl we saw. The one that's haunting the girl. Something bizarre was going on. Shadows dancing in the starless abyss made my imagination go wild, making me anxious at the same time. Suddenly the music had stopped, and they looked at you and they came to your house and mauled you. No, the dancing shadows froze in place, and I could swear pierced me with their eyes. One of the silhouettes immediately parted from the bizarre shadow carnival and sprinted across the field in giant leaps. Oh my god. They did it! It glided on squeaky snow without leaving any prints until it was devoured by the pitch dark shadow of my house, which became even darker and thicker. My heart was jumping around like the bird inside of a cage. I shut the curtains with a swift motion and stepped back towards the bed. That wolf was fast. It's probably outside your door already. You should hide. They saw me. A freezing torrent of fear washed over me. I stood in the middle of a perfectly dark room and listened to some unwanted guest move and scrape around looking for an entrance. Okay, it's not in your house already. Go to your parents' room. The sound moved to the right, then circled around the house. Now my guest should be at the front door. Hide, it knows you're in that room. I jumped into the bed and covered myself with the blanket as if it could protect me. The shackles of fear locked in my muscles. I remembered the funeral my grandma laying there, the hands crossed on her chest, her facial features sharp like that of a tin doll. Ants running up and down the legs of chairs that held my grandma's casket. Why are there ants in your house? I imagine those little creatures climbing up under her head and pulling up her eyelids with their tiny legs. Then her wrinkly eyeballs would once again move inside their sockets and she'd be able to see her grandchildren. What am I reading? I was chanting. This kid is crazy. This kid needs help. I was chanting this spell she taught me. Oh, that's why the grandma taught this kid to be a witch. The spell she taught me throughout the whole procedure. And now lying under the blanket and listening to squeaks and howls, I was repeating the same words. Are you trying to bring her back to life so she can help you? On the island of Bouillon, underneath the blemished sun, in the sea of color blue stands a cabin made of wood. There lay lard, ashen hair for the spawn of the devil's lair, to feast and always leave alone, God's faithful servant named Anton. Evil leave this house, must, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Bizarre sounds that had disappeared. I cautiously peeked out from under the blanket and saw curtains. Wait, is Anton the grandma? I don't remember. Or is Anton's the name of the boy, right? So why is it giving me the name of the boy not as the narrator? That's weird. I'm giving him a slightly different voice anyway, but I don't care. It's fun. I cautiously peeked out from under the blanket and saw curtains waving around like a hangman. Why are your curtains moving on your own? And then the night doused me with a new portion of boiling terror. The sound scratched at my eardrums. In reality, something or someone was scratching at the front door, clawing at wood, demanding to be let in. The door was shut. Dad had become very cautious recently, so he installed a sturdy lock. I remember him staring at the forest intently as if he was looking for someone or something. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Something just broke in the house. I hugged my knees, placed my chin between them, and drilled the door with my eyes. It was so flimsy and weak before the might of the darkness. And then the doorknob twitched slightly. Hopefully it's our sister coming in. Then it turned halfway, once, twice, as if the person who tried to enter had no hands. The doorknob tilted once more, and then started clicking violently. My jaw cramped from fear. My wet fingers clutched the blanket. Creak! The door creaked and opened. The wind tainted me, moaning inside the tin drains. Now you'll see. The door was wide open. The darkness writhed inside the carnivorous mouth of a doorway. Knee. It was as if the night itself was calling out to me, flopping its black wings and squeaking with rusty hinges. I was trembling, ensnared by the web of darkness that hung the corners of my room, waiting for the one who weaved it to come out of the gaping black hole. Knee. My abdomen tightened and my chest rose up, ready to exhale a desperate scream. But before I was able to do anything, the darkness asked me, Tony, you asleep? Oh, it is my sister. My sister's pale face protruded from the thick shadows. I almost screamed from release. Please get inside the room. There's a wolf outside there with a humanoid finger, and it sounded like it broke into the house already, so it's probably right behind you. I almost screamed from relief. Olya, I'm not sleeping. Did something happen? Olya frowned and stretched out her lower lip, a clear sign that she was about to cry. It's there again, staring at me. Shoo her away. Tony, please. I'm so scared. The fear that was tormenting me just minutes ago crawled away and hid somewhere in my stomach. I needed to calm Olya down. It was just a dream, silly. Don't be scared. Dreams don't bite. No one's going to harm you. Olya sobbed. She was trying her best to believe me. But was I sure myself? I have an idea. Let's go to your room and watch the video. Sleeping Beauty, for example. You like that cartoon, don't you? Why does the Sleeping Beauty have a prince and I have a scary bird? That question took me by surprise. Alright, let's watch Cinderella. My thoughts became tangled, fuzzy. What was that? What studied me with its eyes while dancing feverishly under the moon? The darkness was clinging to the window, and it couldn't be fooled by my grandma's old chants. It couldn't be satisfied with a feast of lard and long ashen hair. Tony, you coming? Yes, just a moment. Oh! That's why I didn't want to laugh at Olya and her owl in the morning. Oh, that's a flashback. This kid's seen some stuff. Who could be knocking on the door here in the middle of nowhere? We don't have anyone around here. That's the wolf. So persistent. I felt extremely unsettled just from a silly thought that our morning guests could have come from the woods. I could barely hear voices coming from the front door. My mind was urging me to hide. In the closet, that looks like a fridge, but that works. Under the table, behind the curtains where Olya always hides. What curtains? Tony, come here. I felt like kettlebells were tied to my feet, but still dragged them towards the hallway. Oh, the police. A couple of policemen towered over me in the doorway. Well, the Russian police, you could tell by their hats. They smelled like frost and worry. My mom always winced and grumbled the moment she saw patrol cars. Cars worse than bandits. At the moment, though, she looked somewhat confused. Hello? Why is the boy answering and not the mother? Or the father, at least. Maybe he's gone to work. Senior officer who wore a grim expression nodded. A boy has gone missing yesterday. His name's Vova. Look at this, please. Have you seen him? The policeman held out a photograph to me. I don't know why I gave the mom such an enthusiastic voice. Oh, that looks just like me, but younger than me in the game. There was a ginger boy, Anton, around the age of elementary school, pictured with a wall carpet as the backdrop. He had a striped cat in his hands and wore a wide smile. No, I haven't seen him. Are you sure? Look closely. Where would I see him? I don't know anyone around here. I barely leave the house. Well, maybe you've seen him from the window. Oh, yes, he's the wolf. That's right. Your window looks straight into the forest, don't they? The window. Oh my god. No, I haven't seen anything. I see. His voice was tired, but his eyes, his stare long and heavy, was full of suspicion. I squirmed unwittingly over the weight of the guilt which has giant shadows cast over me. The policeman finally tore his eyes from me and glanced over the hallway, the stairway, and the cracks of the ceiling, which I hadn't noticed before for some reason. How do you like your new place, by the way? Getting used to it? Bit by bit. It's just our little daughter misses the city a lot. Misses the city, huh? Have the locals been treating you well? Yes, everything's all right, thank you. The policeman pierced through me one more time with his gray eyes. My head started spinning. Huh, can I help you somehow? I asked that in a shaky voice to look like a polite boy and to end this unpleasant conversation sooner. But the police understand what he's trying to do. They're policemen. Now that I think of it, you look just like one of my nephews, little fella. He's a witty boy around your age, wears the same type of goggles. Always engrossing in reading those mystery novels. Told me he wants to enroll into police school when his family visited this summer. Wanted to help other people like me, see? I felt uncomfortable, as if a distant relative and not a police officer stood before me. You know what? That's just how the police work. He's trying to get the information out of you, and he has a couple of stars on his shoulders. That means he's something special. At the very least, little boys like you should stay at home, steer away from trouble. The times have changed so much. Mom interjected in a cold voice. You don't say. Well then, what grade are you in, Tony boy? 6th. Have you made any friends here so far? Not yet. I'll be going to school for the first time after the break. Then, I'll leave you to my number, just in case. Call me if you have any new info. And like that, they disappeared like wolves in the night. The policemen were gone, along with their shadows, the smell of cheap cologne, and the photo of a smiling boy. His face still stood before my eyes. I thought about what he felt, being all alone right now. There, for some reason, I imagined the forest swaying in the wind, because he's a wolf. What did his poor parents feel? What would my parents do if I'd gone missing? Would they cry and thrash around hysterically? Or would they accuse each other like they always do, and eventually forget about me? Mom, this Vova, did he go missing in our forest? Seems like it, poor child. Poor child. I looked out the window, at the road. The police UAZ drove off toward the village. The officer's nephew came to mind while I was splitting off an old paint from the windowsill. Don't do that, that's probably not good. I remembered all the teenage mystery novels from the Black Kitty series I've read this summer. Your average boys and girls investigated all sorts of mysteries there. They looked for clues, spied on suspicious people, and after a set of amazing adventures, bam, solved any complicated case. They became social celebrities, local celebrities, and must have made their parents real proud. I'm starting to stutter and stuff and trip over my own voice. I noticed a trail of policemen's footprints that led into the forest, and then it clicked in my head. Why don't I start investigating on my own? Maybe I'll find that lost boy. Oh my god, after you've seen all those monsters. And not Oya, mom and dad too. Maybe they'll forget about their quarrels for a while. Maybe I'll even save us from the D ward. I'm assuming D, I was kind of dumbfounded in the last episode, but I'm assuming the D means divorce. I fantasized about buying Oya a Tamagotchi and getting a cassette player and a bunch of tapes for myself. What's a Tamagotchi? And a whole box of Kinder Surprise. When was the last time our parents bought us any toys? Last autumn? I think my dad lost his job at that time. There's that annoying song about it. There's a song about your dad losing a job. I had little to no idea what was the accountant's job like. They accounted money? Neighbors used to envy us. But nowadays mom and dad barely had money to afford sweets, and my dad would always divide a single chocolate bar between me and Oya. Sometimes I gave her my share too. No matter how much I wanted to eat sweets, she was still just a pipsqueak. I couldn't wait to go out, looking for clues. I'm going outside. Yeah, right. You want the police to go around with your photograph next? The forest is so thick. What if the boy got snatched by wild animals? Or something worse? Even worse, echoed through the hallway. I won't go far. I'll stay away from the forest. Did you hear what I said? Or should I repeat myself? You'd better pack your school bag or go play with Oya. The sound of splashing water came from the kitchen. It meant that the argument was over and my mom had the last word. To kitchen, open up the basement. Well, as much as we should go exploring, this looks like it's explorative too. The dark, stuffy closet. Mom said something, I don't know. I can't read. Wait, I can go backwards. What? Oh, I guess that's just, okay, never mind. She hates when I stick my nose in there. She's afraid I'll cut myself on the freshly sharpened axe. When good to know there's an axe in there, and Oya can't even be lured close to it. She thinks Bobai is living in there. I tried to help her fight her fears once. I opened the door and turned on the dim lamp, so she would see that there was nothing but cobwebs, dad's tools, and a scratched wall. Oh! She still didn't believe me, and I liked to hide in the closet and listen to Oya count outside. 1, 2, 3, better hide from me, and then drag her feet from the creaking floorboards, hoping that she wouldn't need to look for me in the cramped monster's den. That's kind of cheating, but I'd cheat too. So let's go. Do we get to explore if we go to the kitchen? Open. It's difficult. Mom, something's wrong with the TV. The police is the picture's dim and the stripes are all over the screen. Mom's face became distorted. I'm sorry. I need to take a breather. You're killing me in here. So have you had your share of shooting these stupid ducks now? Told you the kinescope would go dim because of your console. Where will we find a TV technician at this hole, huh? Maybe it's just the settings. Please, go see for yourself. Strange, it worked fine this morning. Maybe the snowfall caused it? Mom rubbed her hands clean on her apron and went to Oya's room. Now Mom's not here to see what I do. Open, what's in here? Oh, what the frick? Grandma kept ice cream. That's not ice cream for me and Oya, but now I can only see meat bits for soup and a clump together pelmeni. I grew to hate them already. Why are they just stuffed in there? That can't be healthy. Have you ever heard of cross-contamination? That window's frozen solid almost. Okay, let's go to the front yard and explore. I opened the front gate and went into the field. And what we found was something that we'll have to find out. So thank you for watching. I don't want to keep these too long. I don't want to waste your time. I want to keep it to short. Oh, birds. That's a cool background. It's immersive. I want to keep it into short, fun episodes, kind of like what I used to watch all the time, where it's like 15-minute episodes, but this is more than 15 minutes. So anyway, thank you for watching, and we'll meet again in the next contingency.